guys, this is Bobby with Bobby Stamps, and I have my August Make and Take packet, my first one. This is Make and Take packet 1. How this works is if you spend $25 in my online store, you earn 1 free Make and Take packet. If you spend $35, you earn 2, and if you spend $50, you earn 3. So I'll have 2 more videos that follows this one. It'll actually be back to back, so to show you how to put the cards together and what the cards are. So this is Make and Take packet 1. So if you spend $25, you would earn this one. And then you can also visit my blog. It's bobbystamps.com, and you can download your free Bobby Bucks tracker form there. So that way, once you have your tracker form filled out, you earn $40 worth of Stampin' Up! Product. You get to choose the items that you want, and you can email me the completed form, take a screenshot of it, email it to me, whatever you want to do, and then I place the order with Stampin' Up! And have it shipped directly to you. Okay, so for today's card, this is it. I just love how this card turned out. I actually thought about popping these up with dimensionals just to give the card a little bit of dimension. This one, I just glued them down. I might try the dimensionals on this one just to see what it looks like. So you're going to receive everything that you need to make the card. So the card base is crumb cake, and this is 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then you'll also receive a piece of early espresso that is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And then I sent you a piece of Very Vanilla that I used the die from the Tasteful Label dies to pop that out. And then I'm sending you 3 pieces of cardstock that you'll do your stamping on. This piece is Cajun Craze, Mary Merlot, and then Terracotta Tile. And then I'm sending you the ribbon that you'll use here to tie around the card. So let's go ahead and we'll start stamping. I'm also going to use the same inks that I just told you that I have in the cardstocks. So let me grab I just have a scrap piece of paper that I'm going to do my stamping on so I don't make a mess with everything. So we'll just start out with Mary Merlot. It was the one that was on top. I'm just going to move the sentiment out of the way. So the stamp set I'm using is Beauty Abounds, and this is a beautiful stamp set. I just actually made a card a few days ago, but this comes with the 3 punches. So I'm not using the punches today. I'm just using the stamp sets. So I'm going to be using the acorn, the little pine cone, and then the 2 leaves are the ones I chose to use today. So we will just stamp. I'm just going to stamp the ink color of the same that's cardstock. So this is Mary Merlot, so I'm using Mary Merlot ink. And then I'm also going to make sure that I stamp off on the side as well. I want everything to be covered, and I just kind of randomly just stamped. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. Just stamp up your image, ink it up, and then just stamp it. And then you can kind of go back in, or you think maybe like right here we could do like the bottom. Let's do a little one going off that side, and then another one there. Let's bring this one in, and well, maybe not that one because I have that right there, so I don't want to repeat those right there beside each other. We'll do that one right there. Okay, so now we have to clean our stamps in between each of these. So this is the Simply Chamois. If you don't have it, it's what we use to clean our stamps with, and I love mine. Mine has been very used, as you can see, but I have no issues with mine at all. I just clean it once a week. I just use my hand soap that I have from Bath and Body Works. So now I'm going to use the Terracotta Tile, but I just soap up my hands and then just kind of wash it on to the mat, the chamois, and then just clean it that way. And mine usually stays, you know, like I just said, I get it wet once a week, and it normally stays really wet for me the whole week. I don't normally, unless I'm using it a lot and I have like maybe a dark ink and it's kind of bugging me that it's on there, I might clean it more than that, but normally I just clean it once a week. So I'm just going to do the same thing with the terracotta tile. I'm just randomly stamping the image of everything, and then I'm just going to go back in, and I want to make sure that I get some off on the side as well. Okay, we'll do one right there. Okay, and then bring the chamois in again, clean all those off, and then we'll finish up with Cajun Craze. Okay, let's close this up. Open up our Cajun Craze. And just repeat the same steps. And just turn your images. You don't want them all going in the same direction. So I just like to turn them. You can even like have them going upside down. You just want to make sure that they're not all always repeating in the same direction. Let's see, which one didn't I use again? I think the pine cone. And then let's go back in again and just do some off on the side. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Then I'm going to take the Very Vanilla, and we're going to stamp the sentiment in Merry Merlot. And you could use any of these inks. Oops, looks like I must have had ink on my finger. I'll just flip it over. But you could use any of the inks to stamp the sentiment. It doesn't, that's just the one I chose to use. Okay, let's move this out of the way. And then we'll bring in our piece of early espresso, and I'm going to go ahead, and I have a little bit of adhesive on the back, so I'm trying to be careful because I had to pre-measure out what size to cut everybody's ribbon to for your packets. Okay, so this one, you, like I said, you could use dimensionals, you could use Tombow. It's entirely up to you. I am going to pop this up just because I'm just wanting to see how it will look if they're popped up. So I'm just going to probably put 6. And what I did was I started on one end, and then I went to the other end, and then I put the other one in the middle to gauge my distance between them. And you're just going to really eyeball it is what you're going to do. Okay, so I'm just going to take this. I'm trying to make sure I'm in camera frame. So I'm just going to try to make sure that I have the same amount of border at the top and the bottom and the left. And then I'm going to do the Merry Merlot piece next, and I'll put that on the right hand side, trying to judge it and put it on the same distance as the Cajun Craze piece. And then we'll just try to put the terracotta tile one right in the center. And hopefully it will all work out. Okay, so same thing. I'm just gonna try to leave the same amount of border. You just got to make sure when you're putting these down, because we're putting the dimensionals on there, don't let it touch the paper until you're absolutely certain you have it where you want it, because it's not like Tombow where you can readjust and move. I mean, you could, but you're going to take the chance of maybe, I'm going to take this one off and slide it in a little bit. I got it too close to the edge. But with the dimensionals, you do take the chance of maybe possibly ripping your cardstock. And I got my nails done today, you guys, and I think it's a soft seafoam color. I've never had green nails, so that is a first for me. So now I'm just going to line that piece up with these two pieces and try to get it as centered as I can. That looks really good. So, whoops, I'm going to take more of the Stamp and Seal And like I said, I did that for measuring the ribbon. And that's what I'm going to use it for right now. I'm just going to use it to adhere the ribbon. So it's going to hold on to that back for me. Right like that when I flip that around. And then you have a smaller piece that you can feed through there and just tie it in a knot. I'm going to try to keep that flipped over. So as you can see, you're going to have more than enough of what you need. But I want to slide that over a little bit. I have it kind of too close to this side. So now I'm just going to trim that off. And then you can just kind of manipulate that ribbon, because I really kind of want mine going in that direction. And then I'm going to pop up the sentiment using some dimensionals as well. And then I'm just going to put this down towards the bottom, right in the center. Okay, there you guys go. Oh, you know what? I guess I have it on my countertop, not on my card base. So let's go ahead now and put this on the crumb cake card base. That was funny. Thought I was done. Okay. And then sometimes if your ribbon is not laying the way you want it, I use a mini glue dot to hold it down. But I think that time it's gonna, I think I turned enough, it's gonna stay. Okay guys, there you go. That is my first Make and Take packet 1 for August. I will be right back to show you card 2. Okay guys, let's make our second Make and Take packet for August. So like I said in my first video, if you spend $25, you earn 1. If you spend $35, you earn 2. And if you spend $50, you earn all 3. So at the end of the video, I'll show you all 3 of them together. This is Make and Take packet 2. I've already showed you Make and Take packet 1. So we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll send you everything you need to make the card. So you'll get the ribbon, you're going to get the champagne rhinestones, jewels, and then you'll get the linen thread as well. And I send you all the cardstock. So for this one, it's super simple and easy to make. And I've already die cut out all the leaves that you need in the foiled sheets. So I used the Love of Leaves, and then I used the dies. Let me grab them really quick. So I used the Love for Leaves dies, Stitched Leaves dies actually is what they're called. So I just placed this one and this one on the designer series paper and cut that out. And the designer series paper I used is from the Gilded Autumn Suite, I think is the name of it. I have it all scattered out right now, so I don't want to have to go get it. I didn't put it in the package, but this is all in the holiday catalog that is coming out on August 4th. So all of the supplies that I'm using right now, you'll be able to get on August 4th. Okay, so I'm just going to place that kind of like that. And let's just go ahead and ink up the sentiment. We'll get that out of the way. So I'm using Early Espresso ink. And then I'm just going to stamp that right down on the right-hand side. And then I'm going to use Tombow because I do want to have the few minutes to adjust my strip here because it's so tiny, just in case I need that adjustment. So I'm trying not to put too much because I don't want it to ooze out of the back. So I'm just going to place that right at the bottom of the strip of DSP. This card I think is so pretty, but I think it's just so simple and quick and easy to put together. I mean, you're going to get everything already die cut out for you. And all you basically are going to have to do is put your dimensionals on the back and stamp your sentiment, and you're done. Doesn't get much easier than that. And then I will also tell you, the majority of this leaf that I die cut out, I did not cut the complete stem, because you do need to cut that stem off. And I'm just going to do mine while I'm right here talking about it. You don't have to cut it all the way off, but I didn't want it sticking out behind the flower, so I just made sure I cut it off. Okay, let's move this in here. And then we're just going to put this down, kind of like that. And then we'll peel the backing off. Make sure I have them stuck down really good. Of the bigger flower. Now I didn't use the die that will emboss these, because I actually tried it on my original design, and with the DSP you can't even see the stitched mark, so I just forgo that and didn't do it. And then just kind of place this one something like that. And then your leaf I did do the stitching on, because that is quite visible and very pretty. And then I'm just going to kind of put that somewhere like that. And I'm going to take my linen thread. Now you can double yours up. I just sent you a long strip. I didn't cut it like I'm about to cut mine, because I didn't know if you would want that or not, because I like to double mine up. I think the linen thread is so tiny, it's kind of hard to see sometimes. So I like to double mine up like I'm doing here, and then just cut that off. And then I'm just going to cut, if I can get my scissors in there, just cut this other end. And then that's how I like to tie my bow, because I think it's a little bit more prominent. The single linen thread is not very, I don't know, I just always like doing it this way. Okay, so just make a cute little bow. Let's see if we need to adjust it. I think that looks good. I'm going to just trim off the ends right here. And then let me grab a mini glue dot. So I'm just going to pick up this mini glue dot on the back. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. There we go. And they always want to stick to my fingernails. And then just place that right in the center of those stems like that. And then you're going to take your little rhinestones. I had 2 that I wanted to make sure I used, because they were going to get lost in my package from what I had left over. Oops. Let me get that off my finger. And get that off my pick tool. And off my finger. So I put one up there. And then I'm going to grab this last one right here. And I put it about there. And it looks like I need to grab one. So you're going to get 3 of the rhinestones, because I'll want to be able to duplicate this card. So I send you everything that I used. And then I put one right there. Okay. So there you go, guys. That is card 2 for my August free make and take packets. You can visit my blog for all the details. It's bobbystamps.com. Thanks so much, guys. I'll be right back with card 3. Okay, guys, here is our 3rd card for my August free make and take packets. So if you've been following the video from the beginning, I've already showed you my first make and take packet and my second. So this is the 3rd card. So stay tuned at the end and I'll show you all 3, okay? So I'm using, again, the beautiful autumn stamp set, and this will be available on August 4th, and it comes with these 3 punches. So this is in the new holiday catalog. Also, the basket weave metallic ribbon is what you're going to get. So that's this right here. And again, I'm using the Gilded Autumn DSP, which again is in the holiday catalog. I used the Everyday Label Punch for my sentiment, and then I used the Dog Builder Punch, and then more of the brass foil sheets that is going to be available again in August in that catalog. let me move that out of the way. My card base is Cajun Craze, and it's 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of early espresso that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm gonna just move this out of the way for right now because we want to put our DSP down first. And this is from the Gilded Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper. So it's a lot of foiling on one side and then kind of like your regular on the other. So I'm going to use Tombow because I want to make sure that I get this all on here even and straight as I possibly can. And so I want that little bit of time that Tombow gives me to be able to rearrange. Let me see if my glue's plugged up. And then the DSP is cut at 1 1/4 by 3 inches. And this, you just want to take your time when you're doing this. So I'm going to try to leave a little bit of border on the left-hand side. And then I'm also leaving a tiny border at the bottom. Not a lot, just a little bit. So I'm going to do my 2 end pieces first. I am going to lay this one down just so I can kind of judge. I want to judge where I want to put that other one. So let's just kind of put that down. And as you can see, it's quite a tight fit. So that's why I wanted to put that middle piece down. But don't worry, I don't think anybody's going to get their ruler out, and make sure that your borders are completely even on all 4 sides. So I'm basically just trying to line this up at the bottom and leave the same amount on each side. Just trying to move this one in just a smidge, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and do this on this back of the middle piece, and then we'll just put it down. And again, I'm focusing on the bottom because this up here is going to be covered with this piece of DSP, so I'm not too worried about that. So this piece is cut at 1 inch by 4 inches. So let's just put that on. And then just kind of, I do want to make sure that my little sentiment is going to have enough room, so I'm going to kind of scoot that down just a little bit. And then just make sure I have it good and straight. Okay. Let's move this out of the way. We'll put the ribbon on here in just a minute. Let's do our stamping. So I'll send you some Berry Vanilla. That's what the sentiment is popped out with, is Berry Vanilla. And then I'm going to take Early Espresso and I'm going to ink up the sentiment and just stamp it right in the center of the label. And then we're going to do the largest leaf in Early Espresso. And you just want to make sure when you're stamping this that you're leaving enough room for your punch to fit around it. And then I'm going to use Cajun Craze and the other leaf, just like that. And then I'm going to use Crumb Cake for the acorn. Okay. Nothing very fancy about this card at all, you guys. Super easy. And then we'll just take our punches and line it up around our images. Okay. And let's do this one. I'll do this one first because that one, I feel like I need to cut away a little bit to get the punch in there around that pretty good. This one, I am right-handed and I don't have paper on the left for me to grab a hold of. So it's kind of awkward. And then let's do this one and see, I might have to trim. There we go. I think I am going to have to trim that off a little bit. The punch is not fitting quite where I need it to fit. So let's, okay, I'll just pop all of those out. And then let's bring this back in. So I will send you enough ribbon pre-measured. This is exactly how I do it. I just lay it on there where I want it to go. Trim that off. And then I'm going to, let me kind of move this out of the way just for a minute. Now on this back piece right here, I am going to take some of my Stampin' Seal, just the regular. You could use mini glue dots for this too, but I kind of want this to lay down on my card front. So that's why I'm doing that. I don't like it when it sticks up. Okay, so we'll just fold those back. And you could use your seal just like this instead of using tape like I am to fold that around there. I've just kind of always used tape, and that's kind of what I go for. Then let's take the metallic ribbon, and I'm just going to try my best to make sure I don't get it turned. And go ahead and tie that in a knot. And just trim that down to the size you want it. And I must have got it turned, so let me just see if I can get that straightened. I don't care if it's turned on the back, I just don't want it to be turned on the front where it's visible. Okay, and now I have that a little bit looser than what I want. So you can either use tape or you can put some of the seal down. But I want to make sure I have it where I want it. I should have tied it a little bit tighter. And then I'm just going to gather that right up like that to just hold that. See? You can fix it, and I'm going to trim these down a little bit. They're just a smidge longer than what I want. Okay, and then we can put this on our card front. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus just because I have the ribbon on there and it's making it just a smidge longer, or thicker, I mean. So let's just put that right in the center. And then we'll grab some dimensionals. Oh, I have punches on my dimensionals. And so the label, everything will already be punched out for you guys. The DSP will already be cut. I can't send stamped images. That is against Stampin' Up! Policy. But I do send you all the cardstock or any embellishments. If I don't send or don't intend to send the embellishments, I will let you know up front. But everything you're seeing today, you're going to receive. Grab my pick tool, and I'm just going to place a mini Stampin' Dimensional on the back of each one of these. I should have did the leaves first, but oh well, because the acorn goes on top. So I just kind of put this one there. And then this one will go right there. And then the acorn we're just going to put right in the middle. And then I will send you 2 of the hearts already popped out using the Dog Builder Punch. And I'm just going to pop mine out right now. No, I don't. Oh, there it is. Thought I lost one of them. Whoops. Well, now I did. I dropped it. Okay. So again, a mini dimensional on each one of these. And I thought this was just suited this card because the heart and my heart is grateful. So I thought that was cute. I like to add a little bling. Okay, let me grab those packets and I'll be right back to show you how they all come packaged to you. Okay guys, so here is how I packaged them. So this was our first make and take that we did, the card. So as you can see, you get everything in there, and I even label it for you so that way you know if you don't have time to work on it right away and it just lays in your craft room for a week, you can just flip it over and know where you got it at and who sent it to you and where to go to make it. So I put everything, like the little hearts, these little hearts, and the ribbon are in their own little envelope inside the bigger envelope. So that is how I send them. And then this also, if you're new and you've never seen my YouTube channel, this is your first time maybe here, this is the Bobby Rewards Bucks I offer to all my online customers that shop with me. So when you fill this part in here, and it's $50 before tax and shipping and handling, then once you have all of that filled in, then down here's where you get to choose the items, $40 worth of Stampin' Up! Products you want me to send you that you've earned for shopping with me. And then really quick before I go, I just want to tell you guys I'm offering an online retreat. It's going to be October 17th, and I am also going to be going live via Zoom on the 17th at noon, 2, and 4, and I'll have 3 additional projects that I'm going to share with you during the Zoom class. And then I'm going to create a private Facebook group for everybody that signs up. I've had quite a few people already register, and space is limited. So if you do want in on this, I would suggest that you hurry. So you're going to get make and takes for minimum, pillow gifts, swag bag filled with over $30 of Stampin' Up! Products, candy and treats. And then, like I just said, I'll go live. There's going to be price patrol. Shipping is included in the cost. I have an optional add-on class, and the boxes will be mailed out no later than October 7th. The early bird registration is $110.50, and that ends in just a few days on August 9th. After that, it's going to be $130.50. You can make a partial payment when you register, and then a complete supply list will be emailed before the event. Videos, PDFs will be available, and then, like I just said, a private Facebook group. And if you are a demonstrator and you want to purchase the retreat without, shopping with me, you can do the online version, which is the PDF and the videos, and that is $40. There is a mistake. I need to fix that on my blog. It says they're $35, but I need to fix that. It's actually $40. So if you're interested in that, you can just let me know. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.